Imagine not being able to read the paper because your hands were shaking. Imagine not being able to read newsprint as your world faded to black. The National Federation of the Blind, Newsline, Indiana. With your host, Lee Martin, and co-host, Florence Myers-McSwine.
We want to welcome you back to this week's show with our famous guest, Mr. Sugar Ray Seales. And we want you also to know, to learn more about our great service with the National Federation of the Blind Newsline, which allows individual citizens that are blind and print challenged to have free access to newspapers, magazines, TV guide listings, job listings, and more. So stay tuned as we continue our conversation with the legendary Sugar Ray Seales.
I'm Danny Wayne Beamer, Program Manager of the Elder Blind Program at the Will Center in Terre Haute, Indiana. I introduce the NFB Newsline to seniors in 13 southwestern counties in Indiana. I also utilize the NFB Newsline for my radio station public affairs shows. The NFB Newsline. Experience it today.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
We are the nation's blind, and we read NFB Newsline.
Well, welcome back to this week's National Federation of the Blind Newsline show with our guest, Sugar Ray Seales, from last week. Sugar, thank you so much for being our guest again on the show.
My pleasure.
We were finished last week's show. We were talking about your childhood in St. Croix and your moving next door to the Boys Club and your transitions to boxing at the age of 13 in Germany, and what I would like to call God's master plan. So let's continue from where we left off last week.
Yes,
How about that?
yes. My mother, the master plan, you said God's master plan, it was my mother. He put it all in my mother, what she needed to take it with her, to be with me in Munich, in a foreign place, some place that we didn't know nothing about. But she was there because my mother, she knew exactly what needed to be done. If I needed my face to be wiped, a tear, she would be there to get that. She knows. And listen, when I was fighting the Cuban, she was sitting in the Cuban section, beating up the Cubans. I was beating the Cuban in the ring, and she was beating the Cubans in the stands. That's my mother. That's how strong and how willing she was to give what she wanted. Listen, I mean, I love her still. We still talk, but she listens because she's upstairs. But I love her still, man. And I got to keep saying to everybody, without your mother, you don't have anything. Greatness for dad, but without your mother, she brought you in. And you're right, she'll take you out too. So I'm loving my mother today. Remember, the winning the gold medal was part of family. We come all the way from St. Croix in the Virgin Islands and went all the way to Munich, Germany, to show who we are, and what we will become. World champion. They call me now greatness. Well, thank you. And I have to. Well, because why not? The work that I done from beginning, leaving the Virgin Islands at 12, 13, moving to Tacoma, Washington, having to pick beans, berries, wake up in the morning, 6 o'clock to catch that bus. If you was 6:01, the bus had left you, and you either had to walk to the place or forget that day. With my mother, we couldn't. We just was great. And we appreciate just what we have today, because it wasn't given to us. We worked for it. No, yeah, we worked. Blood, sweat, and tears, we worked for it. I'm excited today.
Now, Sugar Man, tell me, once you won the gold medal, when you finally reached your goal, before you even walked back to your stool, could you tell me about how jubilant you felt inside yourself? Just how did you? Can you put that together to tell us how you just felt just walking back to your stool and to your camp, knowing that you have just won the gold medal?
You know, when I dropped the Bulgarian with the bolo punch, I knew it, man. I knew it. My mom and we had our hands raised, and she was just jumping up and down. I said, yeah, I done it. I went through all of that problems to get to the Olympics, to fight for the United States of America. And I had to go through everything. Waited, listen, I had to focus on and at the same time, I'm boxing a guy in the ring, and at the same time, I got my ear open, listening to my mother, making sure that she's all right and everything is okay. So I fought two people. Each time I fought two people, the guy in the ring and the guy standing next to my mother. I had to fight them. And listen, it was an experience in life. That's what happened. It was a life experience. And winning. I knew I was going to win. Come on. I knew I was going to win. I qualified, won. I knew I was going to win. We knew that we was going to win. We just had to get to Munich, Germany, the best way we could. We had to.
Now, I want to know, now that you won, how does it feel as an Olympian to stand on that podium at the top with the gold medal and the flag being raised in your honor? How does that actually feel?
It's the best thing that happened in my life. The best thing that happened in my life. I come from the Virgin Islands. I didn't just jump on and start boxing and qualify to go to no, I come from the Virgin Islands with an accent. I had to work that accent in so people can like me. They didn't. So, and then I had to put all my energies in my gloves. I had to go out there and do what I needed to do. 350 amateur fights, 12 losses. I had to. That proved that where I come from, it was nothing but fighting. We learned fighting, and then when we got to Washington, we changed fighting around to boxing. We became a great boxer. The greatest boxer in 1972 for the United States of America, winning the only gold medal out of 11 fighters in a different country. Had to stand under the fights, the rifles and the bullets and all of that stuff, and still focus enough to win that medal, to come back, to save America. I fought for America. Man, and I held the flag. Oh, yeah. Come on.
Now, Sugar Man,
Uh-huh.
at any point in this, did you allow any of the other boxers to get into your head?
No. See, it was around. It changed around. See, they all had to pay attention to Sugar Ray Seales. Why? He is winning. We went to win. We focused to win. Even though I had my parents on that side over there, I'm concerned about that. But no, we went to do one thing from Tacoma, Washington. We went to win the gold medal. We didn't know we'd be the only one to win a gold medal for America, but we knew that we'd be one. Again, my mother bought a plane ticket 6 months before I qualified. So we knew what we was gonna do. I teach 2 words, focus and listen. Focus on what you're doing and listen how to get it done. I love what I do.
Sugar Man, I
Yeah.
want to move it along because one thing that we got so much to talk about in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I want to get into was after you won the gold medal and decided to go professional.
Uh-huh.
Um, Tell us about that transition going into the professional.
Amateur to professional. When I came back from the Olympics, I had a coach that used to support the boxing team, would give whatever within the boxing team needed, money, whatever the boxing team, transportation. Yeah. So when I came back from the Olympics, that's where I had my head in this guy. And then I didn't want to leave my parents. I didn't want to leave my family and go move to Chicago, move to Las Vegas, move anywhere else and fight. So I decided to turn professional in Tacoma, Washington. I turned professional in 1972, 73. I started in 73. I had 21 straight wins until I ran into marvelous Marvin Hagler in Boston, Massachusetts. He beat me there. 3 months later, we had a rematch in Seattle, Washington, and we had a draw. I fought marvelous Marvin Hagler, one of the greatest fighters out there. He's a world champion and everything. 3 times. We went 21 rounds. No one has ever fought him that long. But I turned professional. I was 21-0 until I ran into this guy. And now my record, I believed in my record for 10 years as a professional fighter. I had 80 pro fights, 70 wins, 7 loss, 3 draw, 46 knockouts. You know, the mind is still working. But I've enjoyed it.
Well, while your mind is still working, we're going to take us a short commercial break, and we're going to come back with this champion, Mr. Sugar Ray Seales.
Yes, sir. Waiting for you. I'm excited, man. Listen, this is how it's supposed to be.
If you or someone you know is visually impaired or print challenged, the National Federation of the Blind has a resource you need.
I use NFB Newsline when reading Hammond Northwest Times.
Using NFB Newsline, I read the Christian Science magazine.
Dad, you read your Lucille Post too.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
Live the life you want. Read NFB Newsline.
It's free.
Well, welcome back to our show. And we have our special guests, Sugar Ray Seales and Tim. Now you carry something in your right pocket, and I know that our viewers would love to see it. So can you show the viewers what you carry?
1972 Olympic gold medalist. You know, I call it my American Express card. Never leave home without it. But for a reason. You didn't know me while I was boxing, but you know on the back of my shirt it said USA. And what was you doing in front of the TV? Get him USA, get him US. So here it is. I did. I heard you. We worked together for it, and now I got it.
When you went pro,
Uh-huh.
and your last fight, you know that you had,
Uh-huh.
you had an injury, and let's talk about what that injury did and what you've been doing since that injury. You know, how did that impact your life?
Well, it gave me a change. It showed me that we have changes in our life that we can make. It's called the next step. What you gonna do on that next step? See, so now you gotta pay attention. And listen, you gotta pay attention. See, I learned that. Even though when I became a professional fighter in 1973, I learned that. But I went out there all cocked because I'm Olympic gold medalist and can't nobody touch me, can't nobody do this and do that. But I was wrong for that one. I got paid. I got thumbed in the eye. I got detached retina. I got elbowed. I got headbutted in the head, in the eye. I went through all of that to become a winner. This is what has to happen. This is part of life. You know, if you don't do it, you won't know it. If you don't try, you won't know you can or not. You see, I went through a lot. Man, I come from the Virgin Islands, coming to America. Didn't know what was going to happen in America, but I came on a whim because my mom was told by her brother how great it's going to be when we move from the Virgin Islands to the United States, not knowing what is United States. What is? And then when we got to Tacoma, Washington, we didn't know where we was at. Tacoma, Washington. Oh yeah. We was next to Mount St. Helens, or the Mount Rainier. That sucker blew up one time and we had to cover, protect ourselves. But we didn't know. But that's what happened when you move to another neighborhood, another area in the United States. But we went to Mount Rainier and laid down and beat ourselves up with snow so we can understand how cold it is coming from a heated place, the Virgin Islands. A lot of stuff that happened to Sugar Ray Seales in his life, and we're still going now. Now, I am living in Indianapolis for 13 years. I've been coaching boxing 11 years with 2 teams, and we have won 10 Golden Glove Team Championships. I'm not saying that to make myself look good. No, I'm saying that to say that I am a teacher, and I teach 2 words: focus and listen. And if you listen, you're gonna win, because we don't teach losing, we teach winning.
Now, you taught with autistic children for a while?
Yes, I worked with I was high school teaching for 17 years with the autistic students. 17 years. And you know something? I helped a lot of parents, mothers. A lot of mothers thank me for taking their children in, coming bad, and sending them out going good. And that's the problem that we had. The problems that we had, we feel that we can't help nobody, but we can. Service to others is the rent we pay for our room in heaven. If we don't give, y'all don't look for getting. It ain't gonna happen. Be the person that you are, have that great heart, and work with it.
Even with the with teaching the autistic children, have you had any of those students who were interested in boxing at all?
No, but learning how to become that person that is in them, learning how to reach into that chest and pull that person out. That's what I was doing at that school. That's what we do with autistic students. Mm-hmm. You have to let them know that they have a heart, and inside that heart, there is something good for them. And so you have to reach in and help. I spent 17 years high school teaching with the autistic students, autism. I mean, listen, when you go to school or to work in the morning, you don't know what's coming with them children, how they leave the house, how your parents push them on the bus and throw them out the road, and you don't know what's coming, but you just have to be there and be ready. Love what I did.
That's what you did.
Yeah.
Now, do you believe that the appreciation for boxing has changed over the years?
Yes. Boxing was a sport. It's a business now. It ain't what you know, who you know. It's where you're going to get that next dollar from. How are you going to get that next dollar? And yeah, it's a business now, but it's always been, but it's a corrupt business. And it's the people behind that. Money is the evil of all things, but it's the person that holds that money is the evil one. You know, everybody's there for one reason, to get rich. No. You're there because you're a sportster and you're going to share, you're going to give, you're going to let that person know who you are and enjoy what you do. Even if you jump rope and you crisscross and all that stuff. Yeah, it's how you do what you do, because it's all about you. I love what I do because I'm a teacher. I love teaching. I would teach the grown-ups just as well as I would teach the students, the children, because that's what we need to teach ourselves anyway, because there's other things that we need to know now, the way this world is going. And if we ain't ready, no, we got to be ready in the dark or not.
Tell me, Brother Sugar, is with your coping with your sight loss right now, I want to go into that. You've overcome so many other obstacles, and you've come to the point now in life that you're dealing with sight loss. You're still motivating, and you're still you're a motivating speaker as well. And how is blindness for you right now?
I'll tell you something.
Some of the challenges that you have to overcome.
It's a gift.
Oh, using my former words now.
Come on, man. It's a gift.
You hear that, Florence?
Yes.
It's a gift, man.
The blindness.
Yeah, it's knowing that the Lord is going to give you to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Gift. Come on, you know that hey, even though you can't see, you can, because it's the gift. The gift of life, Joe, bro, the gift of life. Hey, man, I don't have a problem. I don't care if I'm blind because I can see.
Yes, sir.
Come on. That's it. He carries me. He takes me.
Wow.
He puts me where I need to be when I need to get there. I don't have a problem. I love the Lord, man. All my mind, all my heart. Come on. You see, Grandma, way back then, used to make sure that you get to church on time. Not get to church, but get to church on time. Because she understood that, yeah, there is a God, man. There is a Lord. And you better pay attention and understand that you're still here. The way things are going now in this world, and you're still here. There is Almighty that keeps you going. So yeah, I love Jesus, man. When I get down on my knees. Come on. And I pray. Prayer changes things. Prayer changes. Yes.
Wow.
I'm changed. I love what I do. I met a wife. I got a beautiful wife. We've been together 33 years, maybe 37, but we flirt around for the last 4, and then all of a sudden now we're 33 years. Mother's Day. Ray and May is married on Mother's Day. 33 years ago.
Ray and May.
Ray and May.
We're going to take us a short pause and come back with the conclusion of our show. And I tell you, we could go on for days with this.
Yes, you know that.
Come back with a conclusion. And so everyone stay tuned, and we'll be right back with the legendary Sugar Ray Seales.
Thank you. Thank you, Jan.
We are the nation's blind, and we read NFB Newsline.
As I travel the nation, I read NFB Newsline.
I live in Valparaiso, Indiana, and I listen to my local news on NFB Newsline.
As a student, I enjoy reading current events on NFB Newsline.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
Subscribe free to NFB Newsline today.
Welcome to the conclusion of our show. And Sugar Man, you have some very encouraging things to leave with the audience today.
Yes. I like how you called me, though. You called me the Sugar Man, which is great. You know, I'm the second. Ray Robinson was the first. I'm the second. Sugar Leonard's the third. But listen, being around people, helping people, sharing, giving, not taking, and it's a blessing. You know, again, I got to go back to my grandmother. She kept giving. I mean, you should see how, and then she walks everywhere. So we help people. I'm a helping people person. being at the Golden Gloves or the Nationals or the Olympics. It's a helping. You share, you give, you give what you have. I didn't know nothing but boxing in the Olympics, boxing. And that's what I learned. And I became that person. Now we're gonna go to the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame. I love it because we are in our third year, going on our fourth year now. And the first guy that was inducted into Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame was Marvin Johnson. Marvin Johnson, inducted by our head man, Craig Hogg. I mean, I want to tell you something about Craig. So listen to this. Craig Hogg was the second guy to knock Hector Macho Camacho down. He didn't win, but he knocked him down. It was Macho time. So we joked about that. But man, we love each other and we travel and we do what we're supposed to do. Today is part of our special day. Listen, if we don't give, we don't get. It's having to give. My name is Sugar Ray Seals. Remember, 1972 Olympics. This one when we had the terrorist killing. As a 19-year-old turning 20 after 2 fights, I mean, it was hurting. But I had my number one coach, my mother. My dad was there too, but my mother was the number one coach. She was there because she gave all of her energy for me to win that gold medal. We dealt with the president, we dealt with this person, we dealt with that person, but it was up to my mother to make sure that, yes, we'll get there. We got there. We got there. Sugar Ray Seals, 1972 Olympic gold medalist. Have a great day.
Well, Mr. Sugar Ray Seals, or shall I say Brother Sugar Ray Seals, I really look forward to meeting you in person. And we here on the National Federation of the Blind Newsline show want to thank you so very much for all your contributions. And thank you for coming on to the show and sharing with us and our listening and viewing audience. So we want our audience to know we'll be back next week with a brand new show and continue to help the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame.
Stay tuned, because I will be back, y'all. Stay tuned. You know, I love love what you do. Now here, Muhammad Ali said to me before he died, before he left, went to heaven, he said, service to others is the rent we pay. The rent we pay for our room in heaven. God bless.
God bless.
The National Federation of the Blind, Newsline, Indiana. For more information, go to nfb-in.org or call 855-963-6476. That's 855-963-6476. The National Federation of the Blind encourages you to live the life you want.